Oh, I can't wait to see Mr. Hardy. Where are the lights off? There we go. I love this class.
Thanks.
So excited. It feels so good.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Whatever we do today.
You had a good week?
Good morning. So, I certainly hope you all did your readings this week, because we have a pop quiz. English philosopher John Locke and his works.
I didn't even do my...
Pens and paper only, please. Everything else away. Miss St. Pierre, nice of you to join us. You're just in time for a pop quiz on John Locke.
John Locke was born August 29, 1632, in Brighton, Somerset, England. His father, also named John Locke, was a lawyer and clerk to the Justice of the Peace. His parents were both Puritans, and he studied at the Westminster School in London. Irritated by the undergraduate curriculum, John Locke decided that he needed to make a change. Even though he decided to make a change, he still earned his bachelor's in 1656 and master's in 1658. He also earned a Bachelor of Medicine in 1674. His ideas about the natural rights and government are today considered quite revolutionary for that period in English history. After he was exiled to the Netherlands, after being suspected of being involved in a plot to kill King Charles II, he returned from exile to publish his essay concerning human understanding, his two treatises of civil government, and a letter concerning toleration, among other works. John Locke died on October 28, 1704. He never married and never had children.
The essay concerning human understanding wrestles with fundamental questions about how we think and perceive, and it even touches on how we express ourselves through language, logic, and religious practices. He focuses on how people are able to acquire knowledge and understanding. Locke replaces the theory of innate knowledge with his own signature concept of the blank slate. Locke tries to demonstrate that we are born with no knowledge whatsoever. We are all blank slates at birth, and that we can only know that things exist if we first experience them. Locke presents simple ideas as a basic unit of human understanding, claiming that we can break all our experiences down into these simple, fundamental parts. For example, a chair is thus perceived and understood by us in several ways, as brown, as hard, as according to its function to be sat upon, and as a certain shape that is unique to the object chair. According to Locke, every idea is an object to some action of perception and thinking. An idea is an immediate object of our thoughts, something we perceive and to which we are actively paying attention. We also perceive some things without ever thinking about them, and these things do not continue to exist in our minds because we have no reason to think about them or remember them. He seems to think that the idea of essence is necessary to make sense of our language.
Locke, Some Thoughts Concerning Education, expanded on the authors such as Evelyn, Aubrey, Eachard, and Milton. It advises parents to watch their children carefully in order to discover their abilities and to nurture their children's own interest, rather than force them to participate in activities which they dislike. Locke also advised parents to carefully nurture their children's physical habits before pursuing their academic education. He also convinced parents that they must attend to the health of their children above all. The work explained how to instill virtue in children, virtue being a combination of self-denial and rationality. He continually emphasized habit over rule. He thought children should internalize the habit of reasoning rather than memorize a complex set of prohibitions.
Maybe I should have been doodling the last class. John Locke's Of the Conduct of the Understanding describes how to think clearly and rationally. It is a handbook for autodidacts. It complements Locke's Some Thoughts concerning education, which explains how to educate children. The text was first published in 1706 as part of Peter King's posthumous works of John Locke.
That's it? Speaking in a British accent, not doing your readings again, aren't you?
No, not so, sir.
John Locke's two treatises of government were published in 1689. The first treatise was mostly based on religion, in which Locke argues that civil society was founded on divinely sanctioned patriotism. He further states that governments can be justified by an appeal to the divine right of kings, and that absolute authority came from ownership. He ends the first treatise by examining the history of the Bible. The second treatise outlines theory of civil society, in which he argues that all men are created equal in the state of nature by God, and that people in the state do not have to ask permission to act or depend on the will of others. Furthermore, he explains the rise of property and states that governments can only survive if they have the consent of the people.
Right. Time's up. All of your tests, please. Send them in, please. Thank you. Well, I certainly hope you all did your readings. It wasn't an easy test. All right, thank you. See you tomorrow.